You'd be ashamed to waste this glorious opportunity. Ah, you'll do nicely. I know you, mortal. I followed your exploits, and your fighting style is intriguing. The Blind and her army of blind path cultists are here. I could easily deal with them, of course, but I'm curious. Are you interested in helping me? I prefer the blind path invaded the arenas of Maelstrom. Then I could really test their strength. Bedlam Vale isn't equipped to host combat. It houses my trinkets. Small mementos of war and glorious memories which are best left undisturbed. It's probable, but no one invades my realm and takes my spoils of combat. If you can stop the Blind from taking whatever it is she's after, I will reward you. Do we have a deal? I stored weapons beyond your comprehension in Bedlam Vale. If you want to keep your appendages where they are, don't touch anything you don't recognize. You'll need your limbs intact to defeat the Blind and her cultists. Cultists normally follow some Daedric prince or Aedric power. These cultists put their faith in the Blind, and from what I've seen, she doesn't tell them much. Despite their lack of information, you can follow them right to the Blind. Only the most awe-inspiring, unique, and renowned objects of war from across Oblivion. There are exceptions, but those are hardly worth discussing. I don't keep my trinkets in the Foundation core, though. My treasures are in the subsequent rooms. Look around you! This is the Foundation core. It's a repository for the unused creatia of my realm. This untapped material could eventually become the next battlefield in my glorious arena challenges. Are you surprised? I know most associate me with my arena challenges. I am a scion of Boethia, after all. The arenas are a welcome destination, but Maelstrom is a large plain. No one can know all that a realm holds unless they explore it.
My master prefers it when the mortals they watch entertain them. If, over the course of stopping this invasion, you feel the need to die, please do it in an entertaining manner. I am their memory when combat proves too diverting. I am the deft fingers which fix their gear, and the open hands that provide for the challengers in their arenas. I am the eyes that watch their flank, and the thoughts which echo in their mind. I owe my existence to my master. They created me and gave me purpose. This invasion worries me, though I cannot remember why. My lack of memory is antithetical to my role as Fa-Nуит-Hena's clerk. I have much to think about. There are many tempting items in Bedlam Vale. The Shield of Zar, Zeus's Pauldron of Might. I'm sure there is even a Meridium star in there somewhere. Will...
Generous host, I brought you a gift. You'll enjoy watching it bite.
You're not going to let something as simple as an Atronach stand between you and the Blind, are you? So, the Blind would rather move on than fight you. Don't be too insulted. If you kill this creature quickly, you can catch back up to her. Well, what are you waiting for?
I scoured my records and cannot find any description matching the shattered champion before us. Which means neither I nor my master have encountered this before. They're probably thrilled.
Take note. We need to acquire one of these shiny Atronachs.
The Blind, Master. Has she gotten far?
She's in the first room. I don't think she expected the hall to give her a taste of my arenas. Enjoy the Hall of Barons! You'll love it! Ah, the Hall of Barons. I usually content myself with appreciating my Baron's work in the arenas, but the hall is magnificent too. Still, I don't dwell on the past. My arena challenges require much of my focus. A series of rooms dedicated to immortalizing my barons who moved like this. They were amazing creations and incredible warriors who gave their essence to my arena challenges. Such impeccable theaters of war should be celebrated. These weren't built for combat, though you may still fight in them. It was my tutor's idea. I needed a place to remember what I could of my barons without getting distracted by the majesty of the arenas. This was the compromise. This is my realm. If you're going to invade a place, you should know who's in charge of it. Still, she surprised me with that Atronach. In all the time I watched her and her cult army, I never saw her summon anything. It's unlikely. Unless the blind is after my lost barons. The Hall of Barons contains treasured memories of mine, but nothing the blind would find useful. No, there is one door deeper into the Vale. That's where you'll find the blind. A series of rooms dedicated to immortalizing my barons who moved like this. They were amazing creations and incredible warriors who gave their essence to my arena challenges. Such impeccable theaters of war should be celebrated. These weren't built for combat, though you may still fight in them. It was my tutor's idea. I needed a place to remember what I could of my barons without getting distracted by the majesty of the arenas. This was the compromise. Bits and pieces of them, but not enough to recreate them. My tutor is good at assisting me with trivial matters, such as details, though even he can't remember everything about my lost barons.
I'm not one to judge the courtesy practices of others, but the blind's gift seemed insincere, given her current invasion of my master's realm. I can only hope that she won't give us any more gifts in the Hall of Barons. They were built to honor and memorialize the barons who move like this. The barons were loyal to my master and poured themselves into the arena challenges. We lost them to the arenas. One day, as a secondary function, the hall served to store the memories my master has of their barons. Once the barons are restored, the secondary function becomes moot. We'll keep the halls. Even if the barons are restored, they still sacrificed themselves. Return to their bodies. Fa-Nuit-Hena created the barons who move like this. They are a part of my master. Once they remember the barons in full, Fa-Nuit-Hena will be able to recreate them. It's not a difficult task for my master. The blind isn't here. Enjoy the magnificent view if you must. Visitors mistake these areas for unfinished rooms in the hall. That's incorrect. These areas have many purposes, and I think they give the hall a meditative quality.
The blind can't appreciate the majesty of the Hall of Barons. That much is clear. But you stopped to see what's here. Curious. My barons who move like this fought the air here. It was invigorating. The only thing waiting this way is a long drop and an impeccable view. Not sure which one is more dangerous. You could test it and see which one kills you faster, but then you wouldn't stop the blind.
The goal of this hall is to help my master remember their barons. Once remembered, they can be recorporated. I don't think my master will ever surrender the dream of storming the Orbis in glorious combat. There's no way forward, but you may as well look around before turning back. It is quiet and calming here. These outcroppings are useful places, since all warriors need space to connect to themselves.
All this unoccupied space is intentionally left empty. Now I can create memorials to the barons I lose in the future, and to those who I do not even remember forgetting now. This area is satisfactory. I wouldn't complain about more traps, though. Strategy, finding locations with interesting vistas to admire. Can you feel that? That's the swell of potential just waiting to be converted into something useful. It's an excellent feeling. Sometimes I stare out at the limitless possibilities of Maelstrom and revel in its power.
The Hall of Barons has many dead ends. If you become lost or discouraged, you're not the champion my master, or I, thought you were.
I believe this is my favorite dead end, Tutor.
My master enjoys looking at all the islands floating around the Hall of Barons. I still have designs for an arena challenge set on one. Fa-Nuit-Hena wanted to see challengers dangle from the cliffs and fight to the death.
Look around you. This is an exceptional memorial to my barons who move like this.
The Econier is at the back of the Sky Vault, Master. The blind won't get it quickly.
I'm sure our champion is ready to hunt the blind, regardless of how far into the Sky Vault she gets. The blind is after the Econier? Why? It displays memories. Useless in combat unless you plan on bashing it over your enemy's head. Still, I kept the Econier safe for eons. The blind won't take it easily. The valuables inside my Sky Vault are safely locked away. With enough force, the blind and her cultists could break through those locks, but that will take time. You should have plenty of opportunities to stop her before she gets to the Econier. It's where I keep most of the items, in Bedlam Vale. Don't worry, you won't find anything too dangerous just lying around, probably. Most of the valuables in there are locked away behind barriers. Some are magical, others more traditional lock and key contraptions. Why? Are you thinking of robbing me? It'd be exciting to watch you try. How about this? If you can successfully break through the barriers, you can have what's inside.
You didn't stop the blind here, but my master isn't displeased. Still, you'll need to contend with the blind in the Sky Vault now. The amount of damage she could cause there is almost not worth thinking about. It came from the Daedric Prince of Forbidden Knowledge. He thought that the item required the sort of protection only Fa-Nuit-Hena can provide. I suppose, in a way, his assertion was correct. Until now, no one has even mentioned the Echenir. Between my master's memory issues and their disregard for everything unrelated to combat, no one knew we had the Echenir. Additionally, this realm is filled with warriors trying to earn Fa-Nuit-Hena's favor. The Sky Vault is well defended.
So that's where I put Ugelzol's head. I expected the Ash Pit's champion to last longer.
Or die.
That's one of your treasured trinkets, Master. Should we tell the champions not to touch it?
Why not give them the chance? It will be a good test of the loss. The lock's open! Claim your prize! It'll help you in the future. Anything else up there is yours as well.
Well fought.
Incredible! I couldn't take my eyes off your fight! You deserve recognition for that! That was one of the most entertaining series of fights I had the opportunity to watch in a long time! Because of your actions, my promise to Hermaeus Mora is fulfilled. The Echenir is safe, thanks to you. Normally, I wouldn't bother with the Echenir, but I am intrigued. I may need to look into this trinket more. You won't get anything from the Great Eye for protecting the Echenir, but take this. There are so many questions still unanswered about the Echenir and about the blind. The invasion was just the start. There is something more going on here. This is delightfully interesting. The blind's enemies need the Echenir, and I just might give it to them. There's a peculiar sensation in the air. We are in a time of great upheaval, and I'm curious to see how it will resolve. But that is excitement to look forward to. There's an unusually well-informed High Elf. She'll know what to do with the Echenir. I try not to relinquish the objects entrusted to me to anyone apart from the original owners. But this elf is tied to the Great Eye.
Master, may I remind you that that is an item of great power.
It's a petrified eye, Tutor. I want to see what memories it holds. Well, this is peculiar. The Echenir can't stay here, but I know who it should go to. There are so many questions still unanswered about the Echenir and about the blind. The invasion was just the start. There is something more going on here. This is delightfully interesting. Are you surprised? There are so many questions still unanswered about the Echenir and about the blind. The invasion was just the start. There is something more going on here. This is delightfully interesting. It reminded me of the Prince of Forbidden Knowledge's plan. He asked me to return the Echenir to one of his mortal underlings when the time came. Funny, I forgot about that conversation until just now.
So, my master has a plan for the Echenir. With the invasion over, I worried they would be left yearning for more excitement. But it appears as though this matter is only beginning. Not your part, though. That is over. You did well, mortal. My master may have enemies, but not any I can think of who would want the Econir. I heard rumors of another prince, but as a rule, I don't waste my time on rumors. I may have to now. I know. Very helpful.